Hi everyone, this is Matt. Welcome back to my channel. So today I want to cover an AI platform that is going to speed up the reading for you. So you know how long it takes to read a paper to make notes. Now this AI platform will actually give you straight away the bullet points with the essential information from a paper, and you'll be able to see multiple papers with the key bullet points at once. So it's really going to speed up this process of reading papers. So let's start. I'm talking about scispace. Scispace straight away tells you that they can do hours worth of reading in minutes, and they are backed up by some researchers from high profile universities, which is very nice to see. So straight away you can see that it will help you with a literature review, with extracting data from PDFs, with reading, and there is a paraphraser. But actually, there are many more options here. So let's open this bar on the side of home. There is your own library, so you can upload papers, you can have your notebooks, and then the AI tools, literature review, reading with Copilot. So this is the AI system. It will generate citations. There's a paraphraser, AI detector, and also there is Chrome extension and a couple more things there. But the point is, let's start with a literature review. So this is probably the best feature they have here. So now you can search for papers here from their own library or from your own library. So the scispace library consists of over 270 million papers, and it's growing. So it's a really good library, and it's definitely worth checking out. You can also upload your own papers here, so that's really good as well. And I'm gonna start a search. Now it remembers some of my previous searches here, and it also gives me some suggested searches as well. But I'm gonna click on one of my previous searches to show you how it works. Okay, so this is what you get. So look, first of all, it gave me 10 papers here, right? And it gave me an overview of the top 5 papers. That's pretty cool. So if you're starting to write a literature review, if you're starting your reading, right, a prep for the literature review, and you don't really know the field, this is quite nice because it will give you like a really short, summarized version of what is going on in the field. So that's super useful. And then let's have a look. It created 10 papers here. So let's look at them first. So look, this is an open access paper. It comes with a PDF, which is brilliant. You can immediately get it saved on your laptop, on your PC. Now, as I'm looking at these papers, quite a lot of them are review papers, which is good. When you're starting a literature review, what you really want to start with is reading review papers. So that's really good. It tells you which ones are open access. If they are, it gives you a PDF. Now this one is an open access. There's no PDF, but because it's open access, you should be able to get it easily as well. It tells you how many times it was cited as well. So that's very useful. And you can ask for more papers as well. But now, the other really useful feature here is that immediately it gives you information from these papers, boiled down information from these papers. So I have insights, I have 2 bullet points with results, methods used, and I have actually a few more. If I scroll to the right, look, I have limitations for some of these papers, I have contributions. And look, if I look at columns here, because it can give me more information. I only chose 5 columns, but it looks like there's like another 5 I could choose from as well. And it will give you all of this information. I could only ask it to show me papers with PDFs, so only open access papers. So that is really useful. So I think this feature alone will save you loads of time to read, because immediately you can see these papers, you see what they are about. And also, even reading an abstract is sometimes difficult. And just having a couple of bullet points is so much easier to read. So I would definitely encourage everyone to have a look through this and see what it gives you, because I think it can really save you lots of time. Now, so this is how the literature review works. But if you wanted to refresh your memory on papers that you read previously, you can go to your own library, right? And look, I already uploaded some papers here, and it's doing exactly the same thing for my papers. I have the abstract, I have results, summarize, introduction, whatever you choose from the columns here. So I chose 8 here. It's gonna give you all of this information for the papers you already read. So I think this is brilliant to just refresh your memory. You can import directly from Zotero. Look, you can pick a language you want to have this information given in, and English is not a first language for many of us, so this is brilliant. Um, I think there are 75 languages here, as far as I remember. So it's really, really useful, and you can upload the PDFs directly, and it's going to remember them. So this is how that works. And then we have this feature here, the Copilot. And Copilot will help you with reading as well. So it will remember the papers you uploaded to Copilot. So this is the paper I uploaded. This is my own paper. I am somewhere in this list. And you can start asking questions, right? So the standard and the high quality. High quality is the paid option. So this is the Copilot. This is the AI that you can pay for, and you can ask questions that will give you a bit more sophisticated answers. But even the standard option here, you can you can ask quite a few questions straight away. So it gives you suggested questions, but you can also write your own questions, which is very, very useful. And I asked the question here, what are the contributions of this paper? And it gave me some answers. Now, I wouldn't say these are brilliant answers, because this paper is very much about proteins, how they interact, what they do, and so on. And this text that I got here doesn't really talk that much about proteins. It's a bit generic, so it misses some information. But at the same time, if you want to really quickly refresh your memory and know roughly what it was about, then this is really, really good. I also asked another question here. So I asked about the results, and it gave me a bit more information here. So again, I can see some proteins here. So that is a little bit better. But the point is, it will immediately refresh your memory on a given paper, which is really, really useful. And you can save this information to your notebook. And also, if you have any, tables or maths equations and so on in your paper, you can select them here and you can ask it to explain them to you, which I think is really, really useful as well. And then the next thing that we have here is a citation generator. Now, I wouldn't probably use citation generator like this all the time, because we have Mendeley, we have Zotero, and they're automatic, they're really quick. And here, essentially, you will have to, copy paste the article title, URL, date access, and so on, right? If you wanted to create a citation for a web page. But what is really useful, I suppose, is that you can also ask for patents, for reports, for thesis, conference proceedings, so for other things, right? And it will create these citations for you. So if you're not using Zotero, then you could potentially use this to generate citations for a bit more obscure pieces of work. Then we have a paraphraser. So what I did is that I copy pasted some text from my PhD thesis here. And look, this is the same text in CopyLeaks, and CopyLeaks says this text is 100% human. And then I asked scispace to paraphrase this text. And yes, it nicely paraphrased everything. It was, well, and then I checked it in CopyLeaks, and look, all of this came back as AI content detected, 100%. So my top tip for you here is that if you don't understand something, it might be worth copying pasting it here, so it's rephrased in a simpler language. Okay? And look, you can say what kind of language you have here, and then you can change the language as well there. So for example, if this was in English and you would like to have it in your first, if your mother language, then you can have it, and it might make it so much easier for you to understand it. So I think it's a nice feature, but I would definitely not use it for your literature review. And then we have AI detector function here, and I It doesn't work very well, unfortunately, because I copy pasted some text from the internet and then my own PhD thesis, like I did in other videos, and essentially all of that stuff here on the top, that is AI created. So I actually created this text using ChatGPT, but not everything got highlighted. Unfortunately, up to here, everything should be highlighted, and this was written by me, shouldn't be highlighted. However, it was. So scispace is still working on this, but to be honest, this whole website is evolving. They're adding new features, so I believe that in the future this will be sorted as well. Now the cool thing here is that you have that Chrome extension as well. So once you download the Chrome extension from scispace and you open, a paper like this one, like PubMed here, what it will give you is that box on the side, right? And I have chat, I have literature review here, and I can ask questions. And now I asked what are the main points discussed in this, well, on this web page. So basically, it just looked at the abstract, which is great. This is exactly what it should do. But what it really did is it copy pasted the first couple of sentences from that abstract as bullet points. So it actually used not even half of an abstract to create these bullet points. But if you want to have a quick idea what this paper is about, if you want to, if you understand bullet points better, if it's easier for you to read bullet points than to read this, then this is a great way to do it. Why not? Again, you can change the language, you can save some of this information, so you can save it to your collections, to your library within scispace. And then we have the settings here. And look, even from here, you can straight away go to your library, which is also a really useful feature. And then finally, we have the notebook feature here. So the nice thing about this notebook is that it comes with AI commands and AI writer. And what it's supposed to help you is to paraphrase, simplify, and generate some content. And again, it will help you modify existing text and generate some new text. And there is an autocomplete function. And how do you use it? Well, you just click on it and you immediately get the AI writer option. And now it just gives you some options here. So this might be really useful as well to start with, to play with, just for your own, for keeping your own notes, basically. So then after all of this, let's go to pricing. So you get an idea what you get for free and what you would potentially have to pay for. So this is the basic model here that comes with limited Copilot messages and limited literature review searches. But to be honest, from what it seems, it's absolutely fine. And then, however, if you'd like the high quality model Copilot, so the Copilot that will give you more insight and will use some much more sophisticated AI, then you have to pay for this, $12 a month at the moment. And then you have, unlimited Copilot messages, literature review searches, and so on. So this is what you would get for the paid option. And that's it. So I think this literature review option here is really going to save you lots of time. We have over 270 million papers. So it's really useful, and I think it's worth giving a shot for anyone to just browse through these papers. And maybe you'll find something that you haven't seen before. These bullet points will quickly give you an idea what you should read about, what you shouldn't about. And especially if you're starting your literature review, if you're just about to start reading papers or you're still looking for papers, this is brilliant. This is definitely what you should use. It will save you so much time. So yeah, let me know what you think. I hope it will work for you as well. And if you benefit from this content, please subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.